everyone. Welcome once again to Hi-5 TKO. As you all remember or recall from my show, I give y'all different facts and critiques based on TV shows, movies, pop culture, music and radio shows, and etc. We will begin with our first fact and critique. Let's go. 25 Words or Less is a word guessing board game that was recently adapted into a modern game show focused on strategy. It first aired in syndication on August 6, 2018, and continues to broadcast on various television stations, with encore episodes available on the Game Show Network, Facebook, and YouTube. Media personality Meredith Vieira is the host of 25 Words or Less. Every episode features two celebrity guests serving as team coaches for two teams of everyday people. The game is pretty much played like the board game. Meredith provides a list of five guessing words and/or small phrases, along with an initial wager of about 25 words for the first three rounds. The players usually try to lower their wagers until the opponent gives up. If the participants' teammates guess all five words before time runs out, or if they run out of their wagered words, the team earns 250 points per round. If they fail, the opponents receive those 250 points. In the fourth round, the celebrity coaches create their own boards to help their players guess more easily, with point values of like 250 for easy words, 500 points for medium level words, and 1,000 points for like harder words. If the contestants reveal every word in the round, regardless of if they needed to or not, they receive an extra 1,000 points. The winning team advances to the 1 minute money round, where they try to guess all 10 words with the help of 25 clue words. If they succeed, they win $10,000. If they don't, they receive a special high valued partner gift, like a certain trip or something like big and costs. And of course, that winning team returns as champions for the next game. My high five for 25 words or less highlights an improvement since the debut and throughout the COVID pandemic. Additionally, it shows strong support for the show's superfans. By means, a certain superfan, whenever the winning contestant wins the 10 grand, the superfan wins 1,000 along with that. Or if the contestant didn't win the 10 grand, the superfan wins the board game. My show, Super 25 Words or Less, I focus on how Meredith Vieira has professionally grown from her work. How she used to be NBC's Today Show's co-host, was the Millionaire host, one of the ladies of The View, and so on. Like TKO features some of the sarcastic sayings that the show's announcer, Jamie Anderson, sometimes uses during the show. Pretty much during the intro, I should say. Now remember, 25 Words or Less currently airs encore episodes on the Game Show Network. Its live seasonal episodes are syndicated on Fox stations such as WTXF Fox 29 in Philadelphia, as well as certain CW stations, my network TV stations, CBS stations, and ABC stations. Gremlins 2: The New Batch is a horror fantasy comedy film that premiered on June 8th, 1990. The movie is set in New York City. Gizmo, the small domestic gremlin from the first film, reunites with his two human friends from the first film, Billy Peltzer and Kate Berringer, who work as employees in a Manhattan skyscraper known as Clamp Headquarters, and are engaged in this film. Gizmo, Billy, and Kate encounter a whole elaborate batch of Gizmo's evil counterpart gremlins, along with misinformation from coworkers, staff, management at Clamp Headquarters, along with New York City media and offices, most of the society in New York City. The movie starts in New York's Chinatown, where Forrester, co-executive of Clamp Headquarters, negotiates with Mr. Ming, Gizmo's original owner, about a deal that Daniel Clamp, the head executive of Clamp Headquarters, has for Chinatown. But Mr. Ming turns it down. Then a week later, after Ming passed away, a genetics researcher from the laboratories at Clamp Headquarters found Gizmo and took him back to the headquarters. After going through a lot of career pressure, Billy later discovers that Gizmo was in the laboratory headquarters. And then after a visit from Daniel Clamp, Billy's Billy's connection with his, his arts director, Marla Bloodstone, improves, leading Marla to want to have a business dinner with Billy, which leads Billy to have to tell Kate to take Gizmo home. Even though later on, after Billy got home from the dinner, he notices that Kate didn't bring Gizmo home, but one of the mutated gremlins after Gizmo got wet. And so therefore, after Billy and Kate had to go back to the headquarters, Billy later got arrested for no good reason. But then the next day, after Kate bailed him out, he had to head back to the headquarters, being that the gremlins had already gotten mutated into their wicked cells. Along with that purpose, there was a lot of misunderstanding between about the gremlins and about whether Billy was much the real problem of it all. However, also moments later, after three of the gremlins got wet, Dizzy, Clyde, and Frank, they all became like a various whole set of multiple gremlins in addition to causing more chaos. And then, after most of the gremlins got into the research lab, they consumed many of the chemicals that the research lab had. One gremlin became like an intelligent version of himself. He was able to talk. One gremlin became like a living salad. One became like a gargoyle in a way. One became like a electricity version of himself. And then another one changed gender. And that one's name was Greta. So Grandpa Fred from Clam Headquarters Kids and Family Network sees an opportunity to try to get himself in the news by doing a storyline based on the Gremlins. And Billy and Kate's old friend from their hometown, Kingston Falls, Murray Futterman, came to help Billy solve the whole problem about the Gremlins as well. After a recent plan that Billy and Mr. Clamp had to stop the Gremlins got stopped from a recent storm that came, it was up to Billy, Mr. Futterman, Kate, and Marla to stop the Gremlins once and for all. And they did it by getting the Gremlins wet again and the use of the 10,000-volt Gremlin. The film ends where Daniel gives like promotions to Grandpa Fred to become an anchor, Billy for like more ideas for certain projects he has, and for Marla to become another head executive of the team. And of course, it ends where Forrester has a romantic encounter with Greta Gremlin. My Hi-5 for Gremlins 2 shows that anyone can reach their true potential by using their true unique skills, no matter what one's current situation is. My so-so for Gremlins 2 refers to certain scenes where doubt lingers despite the clear presentation of facts. Finally, my TKO highlights the betrayal of change and misconceptions, such as the one scene where Kate thought that Billy was cheating on her, Martha, and the scene where Forrester kept assuming that Billy was the main problem to the whole company. Michael Strahan is a former New York Giants defensive end. He is currently known for many up-to-date duties. One of them is being an NFL analyst for Fox Sports, being featured on Fox NFL Sunday. Michael is also one of the co-anchors of Good Morning America, and he's the host of the current edition of the $100,000 Pyramid ever since June 26, 2016. Strahan has taken on various roles, such as being Kelly Ripa's co-host on Live, and he was trying to be co-host of like the afternoon edition of GMA, but he's always resigned from those duties because he felt they weren't good for him. But even though Michael has been supportive of his youngest daughter, Isabella, who survived cancer. I give a Hi-5 to Strahan for his true potential of being a jack of all trades. My so-so for Michael is for his occasional banter humor, especially during certain segments on GMA. Michael still is a good guy. I have no TKO rating for Michael Strahan. He really knows what he's doing, based on his humor or his true potential. Oogie Boogie Song was a soundtrack hit from the 1993 family musical film The Nightmare Before Christmas. The musicians of this classic song were Ed Ivory and Ken Page. In this film, the song was performed by Halloween Town's main antagonist, Oogie Boogie, the sewed up version of Boogeyman. The scene shows Santa Claus being sent to Oogie's lair by his pupils, Boogie's boys. Oogie begins singing his scary hit to Santa, assuming that it will scare Santa, even though Saint Nick keeps adding in a few lyrics of his own, just to fight back at Oogie. I give a Hi-5 for the Oogie Boogie song, for its hits, its lyrics, its melody, and its humor. I find it mediocre, so-so, because of its underlying meaning and exposure. My TKO for the Oogie Boogie song is based on Boogie himself, because of his freakish, materialistic qualities during the song. Charlotte's Web was a children's novel written by E.B. White illustrated by Garth Williams. It was published on October 15, 1952 by Harper and Brothers. The story describes the friendship between a grown, runty boar named Wilbur and a barnyard spider named Charlotte. Charlotte's efforts to help Wilbur stay alive were supported by various barnyard animals, a self-centered barn rat named Templeton, and Fern, Wilbur's human friend who saved them from slaughter at birth. Throughout the story, Charlotte relies on Templeton to provide her with grammatical ideas so that she can describe Wilbur and weave them into her web. After Wilbur and his owner, Fern's uncle, farmer Homer Zuckerman, won the county fair, Wilbur was safe. However, after developing an egg sac and lacking enough energy to survive, Charlotte passed away. A year later, after 510 baby spiders went on their own, Wilbur made new friends with Charlotte's three smallest daughters, Joy, Arena, and Nellie. I give a high five to Charlotte's Web for its message of always being there for certain friends. My mediocre rating, my so-so that is, for this classic novel relates to its media adaptations, from being a 1973 animated film, a 2003 sequel to that animated film, and a 2006 live-action remake. My critique, which I call TKO, addresses many of the characters, such as Templeton, Fern's parents, and several other skeptical and antagonistic characters. McGriddles are McDonald's take on a griddle cake breakfast sandwich. They first appeared at McDonald's in 2003. There are three original types of McGriddles: sausage, egg, and cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese, and plain sausage. Currently, you can add on ham or chicken and cheese to your McGriddles. My positive assessment of McGriddles highlights its constant flavor and texture, as well as its recent improvements made by McDonald's. On a neutral note, I pretty much enjoy the sausage, egg, and cheese. That's what everybody else does as well. Lastly, my critical evaluation addresses the 695 calorie count on its iconic breakfast sandwich. Taz and Escape from Mars was a platform video game that debuted in 1994. It was partly developed by Sega and published by them as well. The game was available for Sega's Genesis, Sega's handheld console Game Gear, and the Master System. In this game, the Tasmanian Devil, or Taz, who we all know as, attempts to escape from a Martian zoo where he was sent to by Marvin the Martian. Taz is trying to go back to Earth so he can go back to his homeland of Tasmania. The game features 6 Martian worlds, each with 2 or 3 levels. In the first and fifth levels, Taz encounters Marvin's dog, Canine. In the final level, Taz faces Marvin. After defeating Marvin, Taz gets a UFO back to Earth so he can arrive back into Tasmania. I highly praise this classic video game for its nostalgic link to Looney Tunes. However, I find Taz Escape from Mars to be mediocre because of some of the flashy and unnecessary ways for Taz to gain or lose energy, and because I had to realize how Taz was able to do his flying styles of his tornado. Overall, I believe that this game is still largely unrecognized by later millennials, Gen Zers, and Generation Alpha. That's my TKO critique. I thank you for joining me once again for Hi-5 So TKO. Now, if you want to give any critiques, comments, or reviews of your own, or any questions as well, the listings will be on the next page. And until next time, this is Jimmy Johnson for Hi-5 So TKO. Good day to you all.